So let's take a look at how we're going to use the union rule example when we have 3 sets. And the idea is you always want to start from the smallest region that you see and work your way out. So here, our smallest region is this region here, and that's this region, A intersect B intersect C. And the information tells us that we have 2 elements in that region, so I'm going to put my 2 elements in. And one of the things I like to do in these problems is I like to either cross off or check off the information as we go to make sure that we've used everything that we need. Okay, great. So that's the smallest region. Let's move to the next one. That would be this here, which if we look at the 2 circles is going to be A intersect B. Now notice that A intersect B is made up of these 2 regions together, and we already have 2 in A intersect B. So what that means is when we go over to our information and we see that A intersect B has 7 elements, 2 of them have already been used, so this region only gets a 5. Because again, now when you take a look at this here, we see that A intersect B has our 7 elements. Next, let's take a look at the next region we want to talk about. We want to talk about this region here. This is A intersect C, and again, 2 of the elements are already in A intersect C. So we can go ahead and check off this information. If there are 5 elements altogether, that will leave 3 here. The next one is B intersect C. Again, we've already used the 2. So if B intersect C has 6 elements, that is going to leave 4. So already part of my information has been filled in. Next, let's take a look at the larger circle. So if we take a look at A, here's my circle A, we see that A is actually made up of 4 regions, 3 of which are already filled. So we already have 5 plus 2 plus 3, which is 10 elements that have been taken into account for A, which means that when I look at A and I see that there are 17 elements, there really are only 7 left for this region. Now let's look at B. B here again made up of these 4 different regions. Already 5 plus 2 plus 4, 11 of them have been taken care of, which means that when I look at the number of elements being 23, I have to subtract the 11, leaving me with 12. That gives me my 23 total elements in B. And last, when we look at C, we see that we already have 3 plus 2 plus 4, which is 9 elements. So if there are 18 elements total in C, that will leave 9 elements in this region, giving me the 18 that I need for C. So it looks right now as if, okay, I've filled in all of my information. What could be left? Well, what we're left with here is the last piece of information, right? This information here, A union B union C prime. And it's important to understand what that is. A union B union C is going to be all 3 of those circles together. And so the complement is whatever else is outside of A union B union C. So you cannot forget that there's always this information out here, this stuff that's out here in the universe that's not in any one of your circles.